ding, ding. But just in case other people want to see it too. And sorry about my hair, but you guys, the holidays are upon us. And if you have not been with ONEHOPE, if this is your first holiday season with ONEHOPE, let me tell you, it's amazing. We make 50% or more of the income that we will make all year in these last 3 months of the year. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to mute yourself if you are not a talker, or I'll mute you. Hang on, muting that person. So yeah, like literally you guys, 50% or more of your annual income will come in OND, which is October, November, and December. It's starting to creep into September as well. But let me tell you that September is your staging month. September is the more tastings you do in September, the more tastings you will do in October, November, December. You are literally setting the stage for the last quarter of the year of your business. This is when promotions happen. This is when incentives are reached. This is when all your wine sales will be made. This is when you will gather new teammates. Right now, between now and the end of December is the biggest bang for your buck. So I just kind of wrote a list, and I'm going to actually call on folks that I know have been here in the holidays before to chime in. I'm going to go through my list, but I'm sure I'm forgetting some things because I've been doing it for a minute. So, you forget some things. My first thing is be prepared. And what that means is this month, exactly what I said, be prepared. Have your entire fourth quarter planned out. We talk about block scheduling, right? So block scheduling means you go through and you put in your big rocks, you put in your day job, you put in your dentist appointments, you put in, back to school night for your kids, like all these non-negotiable things, right? And then you can go back through and you can take a look and you can see, oh, these are the dates I actually have available to do tastings. And then the next step really is deciding how much and how often you want to work. Now, listen, not everybody wants to fill every single one of those spots, right? I would, because I'm going to maximize every moment of the next 4 months. I am not playing around. But if you don't want to, that's fine. But being prepared means when your next dates are, and exactly when you want to work. Because here's what will happen. People are going to approach you. There you go. People are going to approach you. I'm literally getting calls right now. Can I book a holiday tasting? Now, I've been doing it for a minute, so that's part of it. But even if you haven't, when people hear that your business is wine, they want to host a tasting. So make sure you're having those conversations. You're telling folks, oh my goodness, it's the holiday season. Book now because I am going to get busy, because you absolutely will. So by be prepared, that's what I mean. Get your calendar situated. So have it in big, bold letters, or I use the little sticky notes, which I of course don't have any props for that here, but I use the little sticky notes and I put them on my calendar. So I know exactly when I'm ready. So the next thing is make it easy. Make it easy for your host, right? I use an Evite. I will be happy if you send me a message, an email, or a PM. I'm happy to send you the Evite that I use. And I literally change the host information, etc. I change up the wording a little bit, but I usually use the same one every single time. And then I create it and I send it to the host. All they have to do is RSVP yes. And once they do that, they can add all of their friends' email addresses. And then I take it from there, because Evite automatically sends out reminder messages. I can send a message to everyone. I can make sure everyone has the link. I can see who's coming so that I can tell the host 5 days ahead of time, hey, these are the people that haven't even opened the invitation. You might want to send them a text, right? So make it easy for them. They've got a lot of, we all have a lot on our minds during the holidays, right? Oh, what am I going to get that kid? Or, whatever you're planning, you have a lot going on. So make it easy for your host. And that's one way that you can do it. I offer, so as you're doing, now I want you to know that all of this comes from the basis and the understanding that you're doing in-person tastings. Now, I know some of you only do online tastings, but you can take these same tactics and use them for your online tastings. It's a little bit different because you don't really have a time frame necessarily, because you can have 4 online tastings, 6 online tastings going at a time. I come from the old school of doing tastings in people's homes. So that means when I go out, I'm going to offer prime dates. My prime dates during the holidays are going to be a Saturday night, a Friday night, a Sunday afternoon. I don't typically book those dates, right? But during the holidays, you better believe I will. So when I'm talking to the people that are at my tasting, I'm going to say I have some prime dates that are perfect for holiday tastings. Okay. It can be whatever you want. If you only want to work on Thursdays, those are your prime dates, right? You decide what the prime dates are, right? They don't know, but they hear, oh, golly, I got to get in on that because she's only got a couple of those, right? So offer your prime dates. I wanted to, now you guys know, if you know me at all, you know that I don't ever want you to spend money unnecessarily. I don't want you, I'm totally anti that. I'm super against it. I don't agree with it. E-I-E-I-O. Having said that, this is a good investment. Okay. Get yourself a couple, I would say 2. Now, by the way, I do not take these to tastings. I don't. My tasting gear is very light. I don't like carrying a lot of stuff. I'm old, you see by my hair. But I don't like taking a lot of stuff. But during the holidays, guess what? I'm taking at least 2 gift sets because they're easy for people to add on. They don't cost very much. They only have to buy, they could buy 1 bottle of wine and add 5 gift sets. It doesn't matter. So I definitely am taking these to a tasting starting now. Any tasting I'm doing, and they're kind of small, so they pack up nice. So again, up to you, not a requirement, but is it going to help you? It totally is. I'm looking at my list here. So get a couple of gift boxes so that you can show them at your tastings. Frame your wine club as a gift, right? You don't know what to get your mom and dad because you've been getting them gifts for 40 years, 50 years, 60 if you're me. Give them a freaking wine club subscription, right? Recommend that to your guests. Hey, you can give a wine club as a gift. Do it for a year. They're going to have to monitor it, and after the year, close it out or whatever they want to do. But what a wonderful gift to give somebody that you love, right? Give them a gift of a wine club subscription. It's awesome. It's literally fix it and forget it. Nobody ever has to think about it again. And then 4 times a year, they're like, oh, Lila really loves me. Oh, I love Lila, right? Do that. That's helping you and it's helping them. And it's a really special gift. The other thing is use our gift cards. I'm talking to you, but I'm also, sorry, this is something you can offer to your guests at your tastings. You guys, you get paid commission, the same as if they bought wine. So offer them the idea of giving a gift card, put it as a stocking stuffer. You guys, we have 1 day left on this mini sale. They're the best stocking stuffers ever. They're the best, oh, I got invited to this party. Let me bring a gift, right? You just stick that in a dollar store glass with some confetti. Boom, you're done. It's a great hostess gift. Okay, gift cards. have your gifting materials displayed. And unfortunately, I don't have, because I haven't been home, I don't have anything to show you, but go into the help center and go into the shareables, buy yourself some cheap little frames at the dollar store and have all of the gifting options up. You literally have no idea who at your tasting gives gifts to their clients or gives gifts to their customers, or like, you don't know, you can get a huge gifting order at a tasting because they're like, wait a minute, you mean I can do a custom label and I don't have to do anything? And you'll say, yeah, that's how you're going to find. A lot of people do cold calling, they do whatever, but I'm telling you what, you bring it up at every single tasting you do, you will find customers who want to give gorgeous gifts that give back, because they get to say, happy holidays, here's a beautiful XYZ. Also, you're supporting the foundation, which supports all these organizations, right? That's a win for everyone. It's an easy solution. So make sure, go into the index, and it might be in business supplies. And I'm sorry that I don't know exactly where, but go ahead and order yourself some of those gifting brochures, or I think you can download them from, what's it called? Who's going to have it?
You can get it in CE sharing. Tracy Cox had some. I just bought some actually, and they're awesome. Or you can have them printed at Staples, which was $20 for one. So
the website is Issue, but yeah, go into CE image sharing. Hey, Jill, would you do me a favor? Would you copy the link for CE image sharing and put it in the chat? Because if you're newer, you might not be in that group. And it's a great group. There's a ton of resources in there. It was started by Tracy Cox, who's a CE just like us. And she just has a ton of great stuff in there. So have your stuff available to show. Now, today, I just ordered some wooden boxes, the wooden crates with imprinting on them, with etching on them, because I will take those to tastings during the holidays to show, like, also look what you can do, how cute, right? So get some of those. Again, you know, like I said, I'm not encouraging you to spend money that you don't have. You don't need to spend money to do this business. I would look at it as an investment in your business. So get one that you can use. I got one for 2 of my sons who are married, and, you know, put their name and their wedding date, whatever, like I'll give it to them eventually. They have to give me a grandkid first and then they get it. But yeah, you know, go ahead and get yourself a couple of those. You can order 4 from Gifting with no wine in them and just the etching on them. I know y'all don't need wine. I know you got it. So just get the boxes, right? Again, I mentioned in this, talk about client gifting. This is the time of year when you should be talking about that. Know your deadlines. Make sure, you know, if you've been here for a while and you had people that ordered the last year or the year before, send out those order dates, send out those deadline dates. We have a great little incentive going right now. Make sure you send those emails out to people so they can see them too. So that you're like, hey, I'm thinking about you and I care about you and I really want to save you some money, right? And be talking about that at your tastings. Now, my tastings are pretty much bare minimum. Like, I try to keep it really simple. I don't talk about all of this stuff all the time, but this time of year, you better believe I'm talking about it because everybody's thinking about it. So download the marketing brochure, order forms. Order forms are my holy grail. Your order form. Now, again, remember, I'm talking about in-person tastings, right? I'm talking about, I'm in a room with 20 people and pouring wine. I'm not necessarily going to have the opportunity to have a real in-depth conversation with everyone. So everybody gets an order form and I ask everybody right up front, hey, could you just fill that out for me? It helps me give the best customer service I can give, whether you're going to order wine or not. right? There's 6 questions or whatever on there that they can answer. And I can then follow up with them. And having that paper, now it might be because I'm older, but having that paper to me is crucial. I keep that in a file and I can go back and check through. Oh, I remember that Christy at XYZ's tasting. I want to go, and she said she wanted to host in December, right? I'm going to go back and follow up with her. Those order forms are absolutely gold cash money for you. Not just the order, but the information. As you're filling it out with them, you can be taking notes on there and keep that for yourself. So big believer in order forms. Let's see what else. A big thing that this kind of goes back to be prepared. But what I really want to say is now is the time to jump in today, right now, today, because before you know it, it's going to be the middle of November. Like you're going to, you guys know, right? You're like, oh, I was a million years away. And then all of a sudden there you are like, holy crap, I got to do all these things. I know, Jill, I'm so excited for OND as well. So jump right in. Don't waste time. And if you haven't done an in-person tasting, let me tell you right now. And I'm going to start calling on people that have been here for more than a year, because I want you to share your tips and your advice as well. Jump in. Don't hesitate. Guess what? You can't do it wrong. Period. Nobody's ever seen it. They have no idea what it looks like. Period. This is also the time of year that I'm going to tell you, bring a glitter bottle, right? These are the PWP right now. Hi, Thanksgiving. What? You should be talking the heck up out of these. If you don't have them, get them. And you know it's empty, right? Like it's light to carry around. So go ahead and drink it. But have a couple of etched bottles so that you can display, like, look what we have for you. Look at these opportunities that we have for you, right? So this is the time of year when you bring all the props, you pull out all the stops, because everybody's there and you have no idea what you're going to trigger for somebody. Oh my gosh, those bottles will be awesome for the holidays, the glitter bottles, whatever. So that's kind of my sort of, I think it was like 14 tips for rocking your holiday. What I want to do is I want to ask, let's ask Bootsy, can you talk?
I can, yes.
What's kind of your top tip? And even if you repeat one, that's fine.
My top tip that I tell everyone is to plant the seeds, because you never know when they're going to sprout and when they're going to bloom. And then once they are starting to sprout, don't overpower, don't like word vomit and overwater the sprout. You need to just show you're interested and give them the information that they need. I have had holiday orders, I think, for 3 years now. And just last year, it put me in like one of the top sellers for Olive Dream Crew, just from that one.
Yes, honey.
So you definitely need to plant those seeds. Don't overwater and enjoy it when it happens.
I love that. And you said something that, or yes, to all of that. Plant those seeds and water them 100%. I love the don't word vomit, because we do get excited. Like, we have a really cool gig and it's easy to get carried away and get excited. So bite your tongue a little bit. But also, you guys, this is the time of year when people need money. Hello, they need money. Maybe this year more than ever. Right? Last year, it was like, I'm just going to send wine to people because we're not getting together. This year, now we're having some stress, right? With the economy, people need money. Please don't forget to plant that seed every single time. When you hear somebody at a wine tasting go, oh gosh, I don't think I can spend that money. I don't think I can afford it. Why wouldn't you just sign up and just get paid for it? Like, these are the times to be really listening at your tastings to what people are saying, right? And that's a big, big tell right there. And then somebody in the chat was talking about vendor events. This time of year, everybody, like your neighbor is having vendor events, your neighbor's neighbor is having vendor events. Go ahead, jump in. You're going to be like, oh, but we're not allowed to pour. That's okay. You don't have to pour. And guess what? If it's in the neighborhood, go ahead and pour. You're fine. Don't be pouring at, the rec center or, any huge public place. But if your neighborhood puts together a little vendor fair in the hood, it's fine to pour wine, but sign up for all of those, you guys. That's where you make all those. I always say that's how I built my business, is I started doing little tiny vendor fairs like all over. And that's how I made all my contacts. That's how I started, because you guys are seasoned enough to know that you got to get out of, have a pop-up event in your front yard. It doesn't work as well in Colorado, like in November, but I hear you. Fresno, I hear you. Fresno in the house. We can't necessarily, like, you could do it, Paula. You could do it down in Grand Junction. Like, it's pretty warm down there, but yeah, do a pop-up. If you haven't hosted a tasting in your house, host a tasting. Go ahead. I do an annual VIP tasting. I go back and I look at all my hosts and honestly, my big spenders, because I'm not dumb. And I do a VIP event for them. And I pour only reserve wines and I take care of it. I have a little gift for everybody and it's never anything big, right? It's literally like a little tiny something so that they walk out with something. But I do that every year. And that's how I book the first quarter of the next year. Is all of those people come and we are booking. I am not the least bit worried about sales because I know that's going to happen. I want bookings. I want to start January strong and I want to have a bunch of tastings in January. So use that. And if you have to use the neighborhood clubhouse or your best friend's house or your mom's house or whatever it is, do it. Okay. I'm hearing what Jill says. Jill, tell me, say out loud what you're talking about.
So last May, I attended, and it did cost me a couple $100, but I thought it was really important. It was a local business summit. And so I set up my table and I happened to meet a young lady that worked for a particular business. And we talked and she's like, oh yeah, we do gifting at this time of year and da, 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 da. So that was May. And then like throughout the time I would send, hey, how are you? What's going on? Just follow up, staying in touch. And then in September, we got to work on gifting for January. And the total amount was $20,000, but my commissionable was 13,000. I didn't make 13,000, but I got commission on $13,000.
What?
And it was like amazing. And I again followed up, continue to stay. This particular company actually has commercials and I see them and I laugh as I'm working. Followed up and said, oh my God, these are hysterical. Come to find out that person's no longer there. I ended up, I'm volunteering for a nonprofit, met another person in the same industry. We had a one-on-one. I told him what ONEHOPE was all about. He's like, I got the perfect person. He said that person's name. I'm like, already a client, but he literally sent an email to that person and said, hey, I know you have some type of connection or whatever. Well, the main decision makers like, yes, that person's not there anymore, but this is my marketing person. Please stay in touch. And we love working with ONEHOPE and you and so on. And so it's amazing. And there's a lot of other, there's a lot of other events that are very small, but you might be next to your next potential large gifting person.
100%.
It's the connection. You have to.
100%. And, this is something, good job doing the math, Karen. Yeah. $3,200 in commission.
Right? There you go.
You'll see numbers in the next 3 months like you've not seen yet. You'll be just.
I think it was like top 20 or something for the month of January.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or top 10 or something. I don't remember, but
no doubt. No doubt. I mean, this is it, you guys. This is no joke. Somebody else said something pop up in your when you do your pumpkin fest. Listen, Jade, I hear that you're shy and I hear that you feel nervous about it. You have wine, sweetie. Period. You don't need to be outgoing. You don't need to be chatty. You have wine. That's all you need. Wine that gives back, and pick a charity that's local. Pick a charity that all your neighbors know, that the school, right? Or the food bank or whatever it is in your town that everybody knows and is not, it's not polarizing. It's just love and joy, right? Anyway, we can, if you want to book a call with me, we could totally talk about that. I love Karen, talk about that. Karen, talk about your mystery host.
Well, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. The way that I do it is I pick my own charity and I tell everybody this is what I'm raising money for. And at the end of the month, everybody that orders something, everybody that hosts, there's various ways that they can get into a drawing, and I pick a mystery host at the end of the month. Only thing is, make sure you don't close out the dang thing before you pick your mystery host.
Because you got to change the host.
I've done that before. Yeah, because you have to change the host before you close it out. And they've been my most successful fundraisers because everybody's got a stake in it and they want that $100, $150, whatever they're going to get out of it in that free wine. And but you can also do it to where you allow your host to pick their own charity that they want to give back to as well. I like to do it this way because that way everybody knows where the money is going right off the bat. But other people say, hey, if you have a favorite charity, I am more than happy to give it to your charity. And you get to pick who you want to give your 10% to. But I love doing the mystery host, and I usually do it during a month where there's some kind of extra host incentive.
Yeah.
Because that way there's just something extra just to kind of sweeten the pot. And it's usually something that nobody else can buy. It's something special. Like last year, there was we gave away an anniversary bottle or something.
The Magnum. Yeah.
I didn't get that wine. My host got it, and she didn't share it with me. And she told me she drank the whole thing by herself.
It's so good too.
Yeah, it's one of my good friends.
You should have made a prerequisite that she had to share it with you.
Yeah, 100%.
I thought she would invite me over. Her husband don't drink wine.
Oh no.
Awesome. Karen, thank you so much. Christy, will you please talk about your birthday month fundraiser? And Tracy, I see you and I'm calling on you in a minute. Get it, girl.
So for my birthday's in May, and when I started with ONEHOPE, I actually started in March of 2020, so right before the world shut down. And that was the best way I could think of to try to get my business going, because it was going to be an online fundraiser. So it's something that you can do online. And so I've done 48 bottles before my 48th birthday, 49 bottles before my 49th birthday, and then this year was 50 before 50.
Oh, I love it.
And I think we ended up close to 70 bottles this May.
Nice.
But if you guys have a birthday in October or November or December, and a lot of times I'll do what Karen did. I will, pull a name out of the hat and let them pick the nonprofit, or I will give them the hostess credit. You can do one or the other. Lately, I've been picking the nonprofit and then doing the picking of the name for the wine credit. But it's an easy thing. And then what I would do is I just go on to oh gosh, what is it? Is it not Pick Collage, but like Word Swag? And every time, I'll do, 2 bottles down, 48 to go, 5 bottles down, 45 to go. So they've got that countdown, they can see it. And it's fun. And then the other thing too, with the seed planting, you guys, I do have a page that I consider my business page for ONEHOPE, but I cross post all the time. I post onto it, and then I post onto my Instagram, which automatically shares onto my personal Facebook, because you will never know the seed that you plant. My best corporate customer came from the referral of a high school friend that I hadn't seen in 30 years.
Oh my word.
You just don't, and so it's not him, it's his company.
Yeah.
But and every year she cracks me up because she brings it right down to the wire no matter what I tell her in terms of the deadlines. But it's been it's been a really good partnership with them. So just don't be afraid, and if you annoy somebody, they're going to unfollow you, or they'll just
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big deal, and this is what we do, and the company speaks for itself, and it's worth it.
I love that, Christy. Thank you so much. I love that. Another play on that birthday month fundraiser. What a great post. Who's got a birthday in October? I'm going to do a tasting. I'm saying make a post. I see you, Karen. Happy birthday in October, but make a post. Where are my October birthdays? I'm going to do a mystery host. If you want to be part of it, all you need to do is invite 5 people or whatever, right? And then I'm going to draw a name and you're going to get all the birthday love or whatever. That's another way to do it. And you can do that every single month, right? That's a great post. It's a great interactive post. It's going to get people, everybody wants you to know when their birthday is, girl. So they're definitely going to respond. Heidi, I'm going to come back to a couple of you, but Tracy, I just saw you jump on. Are you able to talk? Look at you, how cute you are. Oh, she gone.
Hi.
Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hi. Ooh,
I'm
she's
here.
got that beach sunset going on her face right now. It's so good. Hi, friend. This is the famous Tracy.
Hi.
You guys, we were talking about her earlier. She's the one who started CE image sharing, and it's a great group. What are your top tips, sis, for the holidays?
Share. Tell. You never ever know who is going to want to do like a gifting with you, or who is going to do just want to buy wine. And also don't just share, but share examples, real life examples. Like, sorry, I just jumped on. So if somebody said this already, but be like, hey, Lori, I know that you like to fundraise for XYZ. Have you thought about doing this? Can you put me in touch with these people? Did you know that, hey, if everybody at this school, this organization, this XYZ, give real life examples and do the wine math for them, spell it out, because people don't understand how good it is when the power of wine, and how if everybody bought one case, what would that equal for that organization, And then if it was now that it's reoccurring for like monthly subscriptions and they get that back, how about would you say, like, what if all your subscribers, like then 3 months from now, you get this big hit again, because they are all going to be able to give back with their wine club subscription. So that's my I guess my big takeaway, and what I'm focusing on for my big event that I have in a couple weeks. So
I love it. I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in 1 million years. That's all me though. I haven't been around, but I'm happy to see you. Thank you for jumping on. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Heidi, what are your top tips? Girl, been doing it for a minute. Yep, you're on the mute. You're still on the mute.
I know. Yeah, because I've done it a minute, so it's too hard to figure out. Good grief. Hi. So my mind is racing a million miles, because you know how it goes on these calls. I'm sure everybody feels the same way. You're like madly taking notes and thinking of things to do. But right now, what's like right top of mind for me is get your butt to a networking event.
Yeah.
Not a vendor event, not a thing you have to spend. Go visit your local vendor event. I already told you that on Gather to Grow a few weeks ago. Did you find a new vendor event to go? I mean, what's it called? Networking event? Because I did. And I got up at the crack butt of dawn this morning and went to one, and everybody goes around, they give their little 60-second commercial. You definitely don't know who you're going to meet. And by the end of it, I had 3 people coming up saying, can I get your card? Can you do a tasting for me? I have a nonprofit that I need you to talk to. Can we meet for coffee next Wednesday after the meeting? Because I need to set a date.
Yeah.
From my 60-second commercial.
Yep.
And all it cost me was getting up an hour early and putting on real clothes.
And obviously doing your hair because it's super
And obviously
cute.
doing my hair. But yeah, this is like 4-day hair, so you're welcome. But
Cute.
so I really do it. But seriously, get your butts to a networking event, and also go offer to pour wine at a boutique, at a networking event, at a sip and shop, whatever, because I can still track back my current sales can be tracked back to December of last year when I put myself out there and was like, oh, you have an event coming up. What if I was your wine girl? And I didn't like give away a ton of wine. They bought wine. Yep. And I showed up and I shared, and I got team members, I got hosts, I got orders, I got custom, I got da-da-da. And it's because I put myself out there and said, hey, I'm your wine girl. You've got an event coming up. I would love to be your wine girl. Let's raise money. That. So get your butts to a networking event. I've done like 3 in the last few weeks. And I honestly, I sound like an a-hole saying this, but like I'm trying to keep up with all of the leads from them.
Yeah.
And it didn't cost me anything. The one tomorrow night, I think I spent $25 for a ticket to go tomorrow night to a Women in Business for Northern Colorado event.
Yep. Yeah.
And I will be meeting people and things will happen.
I love that. And thank you. And
you don't have to spend like the thing this morning cost nothing. And they said, oh, you can visit a second time next week for free. And I'm like, oh, I'll be here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other thing that I would say, and Karen put a list of a lot of different organizations in there, but here's the other thing that I would say to just dovetail on what Heidi said. Just like I said, go do your own networking event for your neighborhood or whatever. But the other really big thing that I would say is go do something you love. Mm-hmm. You know, Karen's a runner. I'm sure she belongs in running groups. Are you a crafter? Are you a knitter? Like, do things that you want to do in your life, right? Play checker, whatever, like, but join a group, get on Meetup, see who's doing stuff on Meetup, things that you love, right? That is a very natural way to make connections and meet people. It's a whole different kind of networking, right? Yep. We go to BNI, everybody's now you're going to get business because people give each other business in you know, these organized networking events. But if you are a hiker and you just go on a hike with a bunch of people, you're naturally going to talk about what you do, and you're going to make real, authentic relationships and people that want to support you. So I love that, Heidi. I'm such a big fan of networking and such a big fan of events and things like that. But I also just think,
I hadn't done any in months and months.
Yeah.
Months and months and months and months.
Yeah.
And I finally went to one last month, and then it turned into, oh, I need to do another one. And then I threw out the challenge on Gather to Grow that everybody needed to find a new one. So I was like, oh, we got to find a new one. So I found a new one.
Well, I'm taking your challenge, dude. I'm going to go find a new one.
Do it. And you have to find one in the next, you have to find one in the next 2 weeks. And don't wait.
Oh, okay.
Lori, seriously.
No, I believe you.
I'm going to ask you in Denver next week.
I hear you.
And then also, like, don't wait to do your harvest festival pop up in the yard. Like, do one next weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Invite friends over. Like, don't wait, because like she said, like we all wrote down, we're setting the stage for October, November, December. So you have to get a couple things booked now.
Yep.
Because it's going to lead into all the other stuff.
I love it.
I'll be quiet now.
No, thank you. I'm so grateful. Does anybody have any last words of wisdom? And if you do, speak up and speak out. I'm so glad I record. Oh, go. Yes.
Still, lead
Still.
forms
Yeah.
are unbelievably one of the best things ever. I always have a register to win, or it's not even a register to win, but I got something where it's just like, you can help do 3 different ways: tasting, fundraising, whatever. And then what I do is I categorize them, and I have HubSpot, which is free. You can use MailChimp or whatever. And I create send outs, like emails, like I may have people who say they're interested in the business opportunity or tasting, so to categorize them. And then I follow up that way through how they've checked off what they have. But those lead forms are awesome. And everybody loves if you promise not to stalk me.
Yep.
But it's just a great way to kind of get familiar. And do you get ghosted? Absolutely. But then again, then you don't. Then sometimes you don't, and then just for the holidays, my focus is really for the etched and the new custom labels, which I've already sold to a realtor a case of the custom labels, and they came out so amazing. And the gifting department we got the completed proof on a Friday. She had them by Tuesday. Now that was 2 weeks ago, so I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I've actually taken advantage of the minis. Not only have I sold 11 cases of them, yes, I got a couple myself because they have the sparkling brut, they have the Cabernet, and they have the Chardonnay. So I actually have been making appointments where I do a presentation and I give those samples to them, so they have the opportunity to taste the wine, to know that it's really good wine. Not everybody, that may not be in everybody's budget, but at least it's for opportunities to share those, those 3 wines. It's something that I'm testing now, which is new for me. My marketing.
Then you get to drink all the Pinot Noir yourself.
Exactly, which is a wonderful Pinot Noir, smoothest red that we have, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think really the lead forms are just super great to have. And again, I will continue to let you know how the girl that I sold both the shimmer and the Cabernet custom etches, a custom label, was pregnant. So I didn't even have to try to have her try it. We're just in a masterminds group together, and she believed in me and that connection that we have. And she's from Massachusetts, so but I was like, with this advantage of the inexpensive cost of the minis, I got 3 cases behind me. Well, my daughter's getting married too. But I just thought that'd be a great way to be able to go to banks or whoever you're going to have a one-on-one conversation with and offer them these little sets so they can try before they buy.
I love that. I'm looking for here we go, lead form. I'm going to put the link to the lead form in the chat. If you don't know where it is, if you haven't learned this by now, the index is your best friend. That is where you will find all the things, but there's the lead form. And she's right. That part that says, if you promise not to stalk me, I'd like more information about the business, gets a laugh every time. And
it does.
There's a saying that literally everybody on this call has heard, but it bears repeating. And that is that the fortune is in the follow-up.
Yep.
Right. It might take 6 times to get something out of it, but you will.
Could take 12.
Yeah. Could be 12, could be more. You will get something out of it.
And Lori,
yes.
I wanted to throw out one other idea that would take us past October, November, December.
Yeah.
For those that are just starting out or, could be on the shy side, reach out to the private schools in your area, because they all do auctions as fundraisers. Custom etched bottles would make amazing table gifts or raffles. So just, that would be something, because most of those happen in springtime, but those seeds would need to get planted now because that organization's already happening.
Yep.
So just, it was just a thought to take us past.
I love that. You're 100% right. A lot of us have been on those planning committees. So you are already working on what it's going to look like next year. High schools, the junior parents are planning next year's homecoming, right? They're for their seniors, for their homecoming or their prom or whatever. That's what?
Law firms.
Law firms, tell us
Law
about.
firms in January, they give referral gifts.
Oh,
Remember that big commission check I got?
uh-huh. Yeah. Just saying, just saying.
Stop now.
Okay, it says, let me read this. Hang on, Jade. Hold on, because I got out of the chat. Hold on one second. Where's my mouse? Am I able to pour? Heck yes, you can pour wine in your yard, sister. The heck, it's your yard. Yes. Here's where you can't pour. You can't pour at the fairgrounds for their holiday event, right? You cannot pour at the, you know, at the, whatever, outside of a grocery store. You can always pour in a private residence. You can always pour, typically you can always pour in the neighborhood clubhouse, things like that, right? Where that's a little more controlled environment. You cannot pour where it's open to the public, or they've sold tickets necessarily, things like that. But honestly, it does not matter. You don't have to pour. You just need to have a good looking display and the gift of gab, and identify, oh, Heidi, I'm so happy to meet you. And through the conversation, you find out that her kid plays soccer. Oh my gosh, are they on a club team? They are. Do you guys I know you have to raise a lot of money, right? Guess what? I can help you with that. Right. So it's listening, hearing, be active listening, right? And listening for those cues where you can drop in. So bye, Bootsy. Love you. I'm so happy to see your name. Even though we didn't get to see your face. Okay, Joanne's Fabric Stores offers great discount on seasonal products. Yep. Yeah, make it cute. You know, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go. Your product speaks for itself. It's wine that gives back to charity. You know what? Our team gave back, I think it was $27,000 in August. Talk about that. Share that, you know, right? And that's you guys. Awesome job. But I'm just saying, like, talk about that. Talk about the power that this wine has in a lot of ways. All right. What do we think? We wrapping it up? Anybody else?
Hey, Lori, can I interject one more idea?
Yeah.
I don't know who just talked about it. Sorry, I'm driving, so I'm trying not to look at you.
I got you.
For anybody doing nonprofits are doing their galas right now too. Huge nonprofit gala season, as well as like schools in springtime. What works really well, and I will post this picture in the image sharing as soon as my client gets it. But what I did was I took the logo for the organization, and then underneath the logo, I put sponsored by, and then put your name here. So they could use that on their sell sheet to sell a wine sponsor for a custom shimmer to somebody.
I love that.
So they got like 12 bottles of shimmer. They charge, you know, like $1,000 donation, but that covers the cost of the wine. Plus they made a little bit more. Plus then the organization is going to do a like $20, $25 like raffle for people to get the bottle as like the centerpiece at the end of the day. They're going to make more money on the flip side of it.
I love it. So many great ways, you guys, to use the tools that we have for you. Tracy, thank you so much. Yeah, lots of great ideas. I am going to wrap this up, but I'm so pleased to see you all. Yes, the corporate gifting catalog. I love it. I'm so happy to see you all. Thank you so much for coming and for giving your tips. It was super, super awesome. I know I'm going to see a handful of you in about a week, and I'm very excited about it. You know, that idea that Tracy just gave, go get a wooden box and put it on the wooden box and carry that to your tastings. I know, Heidi, show us again. You're unmuted. Yeah. I can't read it.
Okay, hi. Sorry. Are you there?
Yeah. What does it say?
It says Heidi Jacoby, Impact Lead Director, ONEHOPE Wine. It has my email address, and it says shop, host, and join.
I love it.
You can get just one etched box with a vintner bottle. You don't have to get 4 empty boxes. So just saying, because the 4 empty boxes are going to have to all have the same design.
Oh,
I inquired about that and gifting said that it was going to cost me $55.
Yeah. So just do one box with one bottle.
the
I-
wine's not included, considered mocked up. Okay, so she's telling me, I'm just like, I just got this email back today.
Because I did inquire.
She's not making it sound like they all have to be different because I gave her 4 different etchings. So I don't know. We'll clarify.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean,
But they can all be different.
they
They
can.
can
They can
without
all be
wine.
different because I just ordered them. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because
Yeah.
that whole order that I just did with the custom label, and then I did.
Each box was
Yeah.
different.
So you could order them without wine, and
Yeah.
what was the cost of them? Because like
It's
I said, I inquired.
$112 for 4 empty etched bottles
Okay.
plus $15 shipping. So it's considered a business supply, so you're paid on
Right.
50%. But I think it's a good investment. You know, again, all these things are investments in your business, and it just depends on what level
Yeah.
you're comfortable investing, right?
You can honestly, you can just take some of the awesome pictures and put them in a picture frame.
Yeah,
Mhm.
100%. 100%.
You do not.
Go to the dollar store, get some of those little lucite
Yep.
jars, you know.
I wouldn't have done this box if my husband didn't want a box for his client.
Yeah,
And we already had wine. And so anyway, it was a whole thing, but
right.
it's nice.
Just-
This is fun to bring to events.
100%. Hey, just
Yeah.
take a picture of it. You don't need my business card. Just take a picture of this. You got it,
Exactly.
right?
Tracy has really good, Tracy shared different.
Oh, she has the best boxes.
I actually had a 2 bottle box and then a single box that I have somebody local who's etching it for me. I just happened to have it because when I had reached out, but she had awesome examples, different fonts, she's pretty amazing. So if you haven't been on CE sharing, I mean, I go there for
Again,
a lot of
CE
my stuff.
sharing.
Yeah.
CE
And
sharing.
she's awesome about getting back to you.
She's
So
an
Tracy,
incredible
thank you.
resource. Yeah. Thank you, Tracy. She is an incredible
She's
resource.
amazing.
She's
Don't
a boss.
Don't crash. Just drive your car.
just
You're
drive.
Just drive.
Focus.
We see you. All right, friends. I love you. Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
by.
Great call.
We're going to get back on the weekly, or we're not going to do weekly anymore. We're going to do monthly Zoom calls, and then we'll do monthly in person. And hopefully folks around you will start doing in person get-togethers again,
Come to
happy
Florida.
hours, whatever. Yeah. Jill, start it. You have the network. Just start it.
I
Just
will.
start doing them, you know?
Okay.
Don't
No, I
wait.
mean I want leaders. in
I
the
know
living room.
leaders in living rooms. I know. And we'll pick that up again. I think after the first of the year, we'll start
Makes
going
sense.
out again. It's right now I'm love you, but I don't want to come to Florida. I want, you
I
know,
will
Y'all
tell
need to
you-
need to make it up to Washington. Come
Okay,
on.
I'm going to Boston on Friday and I can't wait to get out of this heat. It is so bad. Triple
I
digits
bet.
and
I
it's
can bet.
September.
all right, friends.
Thanks, Lori.
Yeah, ladies.
I love you guys. See ya.
Bye.